Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Madison and welcome back to the next video of Youth Project. Hit that subscribe button so every Thursday you can get a reminder to check out Youth Project's video. Today we got a special guest, the one and only Miss Puerto Rico, my mother, Raquel Hustad. She's here today because Mother's Day is Sunday, so I wanted to bring her on, ask her a few questions. So let's go ahead, get started. So what has changed or have you learned from your pageant years till now?
Okay, so from when I won the pageant, I definitely learned that when you want something in life and you dream of something, you have to work very, very hard to achieve it. After that, because of the years that I was in the pageant and the modeling world, I have to realize something different. I have to realize that I don't have to be perfect all the time. I don't have to look perfect all the time. I am who I am in a certain way that God made me, because it's absolutely exhausting to try to be and look perfect all the time. But from all those experiences, I learned that God allowed me to live that. So how do I'm going to use those past experiences to impact other people's life, help other women, other girls through everything that I have learned, and mainly that no matter where you come from, because I grew up in a tiny island 7 miles by 4 in the Caribbean, nobody would have ever thought that I would win multiple pageants, travel all over the world, and all the experiences that I lived when I grew up with nothing. So never forget where you come from. It's super important that doesn't matter what you get in life, always look back to your roots. My family, my island, I would never change the simplicity that I grew up with, because that is what made me who I am. So never forget your roots, and also that I learned that life never ends up the way you imagine. We all growing up, you as a teenager, you think I want to do this, I want to do that, but honestly, life never ends up that way. God has a different plan, and the main thing is to trust Him step by step.
Yeah, that's really good. Number 2, what was your main thing you had in mind when you had this kid?
Well, when I had my first child, Madison, here's the main things that I have in my life, in my mind, that I wanted. The number one thing when I raised Madison and my daughter now is to love God above all things, because I thought if you have God as your main priority and you seek Him above all else, everything else, His future, His career, His spouse, everything else will fall in place. So I always wanted to make sure that I talk to you about God by my actions, through my mouth and everything, taking you to church, of course. The other thing was to teach you how to be compassionate towards other people. You never know what other people are going through, so you always need to have that compassion and respect to help and understand other people. Help others, work very, very hard in life, learn to be reliable, and remind you that you are different. You never want to be someone like somebody else, because God made you a very specific way. So why do you want to try to be a copy of someone else? So I always encourage Madison, you are who you are, and focus between you and what God has for your life. Don't focus yourself around what's around you, because you're losing time and energy in focusing in other things. And very important is servanthood, because Jesus was our greatest leader that walked on earth, but He was a servant. So always, this is an example that we have to set to others. It doesn't matter how high, how big you get in life, how successful, always have that heart of servanthood.
All right, that's good. All right, number 3. How would you describe success?
Success. Well, success is something that can look different for so many people. For example, I have friends that say, oh, I want to have and adopt 10 kids. And that's what they have, and they feel happy with that. For me, it's something different. For you, it's something different. But here is the main thing. So everybody have different callings in life. But to me, the main things, what does it matter to get to the top and have success and be alone in there? So success is, how do you put significance into other people's life, the type of influence that you give to other people. So if you are a good influence, is that correct? If you're a good influence and you give significance to others by helping, loving, guiding, be there for other people, to me that is success. Everything else, if I have a career, if I have a beautiful family that I wanted to have, all that adds up to the success, but it doesn't matter if I'm only in my own selfishness world. Right. So influence and significance are very important. Another thing about success is that you never need to be afraid of change. From the time that I left my island to now, I have done so many different things in my life that I never thought I could do. So have that trust in what God has for you, have put in yourself, and don't be afraid of change. Yeah. Because if you are afraid all the time, you will never get out of that one spot. You won't grow, exactly.
Right. Exactly. All right, number 4. What do you have to remind yourself constantly?
Constantly. I have to start saying that we all know that nobody's perfect. I could have a crown on my head years ago. I could be in TV like I used to, in a fashion show. It doesn't matter, success. The main thing is that we all as humans, there are times that we feel insecure. We have fear in our life. Nobody's perfect. So I have to remind myself that who I am in Christ is the most important thing. It doesn't matter what people tell you or what you think you are. It's going back. Who am I in Christ and what he has done in the past? Because every time I look to the past in my life, I'm like blown away by all the things the Lord has provided to me, to my family in Puerto Rico, to my immediate family. It blows my mind how faithful God always is. And the third thing, so first is remind myself who I am in Christ. Look what God has done for you. And the third one will be careful to the voices that you hear. If you focus yourself through people that are not the right person or TV, whomever, whatever it is, always be careful to the voices that you listen, because that could get you astray in the wrong path. Right. So that's why the main thing is always Christ.
Right. Exactly. What do you think is your strengths and talents?
Well, not boasting about myself, of course, but when I look back, I'm very wired in a creative way, and I think you can testify on that. Yeah. I like things that I can create. So, for example, and I like things with color and creativity. So I love to do events. I love to work with makeup, color, fashion, decor. All that is where I really, really am very passionate about. I'm also, as a friend, I will say very compassionate, and I love to encourage people. I love to always be there for my friends, no matter the time. They know that I will always be there, no matter what they're walking through, in a non-judgmental way. I feel like I'm organized. And also, one of my biggest passion that I have is the mission work. I love, Madison have been with me, just traveling different parts of the world and just sharing the love of Christ to other people around the world. I'm super passionate about that, about the mission work.
Yeah, 100%
yes.
True. Number 6, how would you say one can gain strength?
Strength. So I will say that a person gains strength. It is a daily decision to gain strength. It's a daily decision to follow God. I'm sorry, my voice. It's a daily decision to follow God. And I feel when I have gained the most strength, it's when every day you make a decision, but when you're going through very difficult times in life, it's making that decision of seeking God, what changes have to be made in the difficult times, because I feel that's when the biggest strength comes. And you see God works through your life, but also it really changes you. It shapes your life in a different way. It just makes you develop in different areas of your life. When everything goes smooth, I don't learn as much as when I go through a very hard time and I have to lean on God. So it's a daily decision of what I'm gonna do, my choices and my mentality. Always go back to seeking God and guidance and wisdom in Him.
Yeah. Number 7, since you have won many pageants, what is the meaning of a crown to you?
A crown. Well, a crown, there's different ways that I have seen a crown. So the earthly crown, I have multiple crowns from the pageants, and I just worked very hard to win the pageants, and God allowed me to have that experience and gain. But now the meaning of a crown, when I see a crown, all I can think of is the crowns that I'm going to put at the feet of the cross. It's not anymore the earthly crown that I can put over my head. It's what, and the book of Revelations talk about that, when the elders put the crowns at the feet of Jesus. So when I think of that, and it's in our daily, the daily things that we do to impact other people's life, share the gospel, love on people, share the love of Christ. So when I think of that, it's just in my life. That's all I want. I don't want the crown that people see me walking in a stage. I want the type of crowns that I can lay at the feet of the cross.
Yep, that's good. That's good. So we're gonna do a few little quick questions just so y'all can get to know who this cool person is. What's your favorite book of the Bible?
Romans.
Romans.
Love Romans.
All right. Favorite story in the Bible?
I have two. I love the book of Esther, of course. You knew it. And also the story of the Red Sea. Very powerful to me.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song is Spirit of the Living God by Meredith Andrews.
That's a good song.
And my favorite band, absolutely love Elevation. Almost every single song of them, I absolutely love it. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Favorite Bible verse?
It's very short, but it's my favorite. It is Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I'm God.
That's good. All right. Favorite color?
It used to be red
That's my favorite color.
when I was very young, but now I don't know why. I just love navy blue, turquoise blue. Any type of blue is my favorite color now. Can you tell? Blue.
All right. And our last question of the day. What's the main thing you want me to remember as I'm heading off to college this fall?
You're leaving to college, which I'm having a hard time with that, but my main thing, it's a few things, is that to remember every single day that your identity, it's only in Christ. It's not what people tell you, because mom is we're not gonna be there anymore for you. So every single day, remember, my identity is in Christ. Seek Him above all else. Always remember that family, as you know, family for me is super, super important. It doesn't matter what goes through in your life. Family will always be here for you. No matter what happened, we love you and we will always be here for you. Work very hard in college. Give your best, because you know what? At the end of the day, no matter what, God's purpose in your life will always prevail. It doesn't matter what we go through, God's purpose will always prevail. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's all the questions I have. Big shout out to my mom for being here. It's undescribable. I'm 17 right now, but to think I'm about to head off to college now, she's made me the person who I am today. Spiritually grown me, pushed me, led me. Hard times, she's been there for me. She's the mom I don't deserve, honestly, because sometimes, a lot of times I think we can take for granted the parents that we have, and sometimes we get upset for little things, and it really doesn't matter. But she's been here for me through everything, loved me, cared for me, no matter what, and I can't thank you enough for that.
I love you.
I love you too. So thank y'all so much for watching today. If you like this shirt, God the Father, go check out God the Father Apparel. Put in the promo code for 15% off Youth Project, YTH PROJECT. It's in the description below. You can get anything you want for 15% off. It'd be great. This stuff looks cool. It feels good. Thank y'all so much. Don't forget, Sunday's Mother's Day. Give y'all's moms some love every day, but don't forget Sunday. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see y'all next Thursday.